Hello. So we want to have a program diagram from this model. We want to say, for instance, which mass has which program or which function. So the first thing we have to do is to adjust the camera to make it parallel projection, not perspective, as you can see. So now we have a nice isometric view. And then we have to change the style into hidden line. So by having this style, we can easily adjust it on Photoshop. You can also play with the shadows and so on. So if you want to have this, you can first of all play with the edges. If you want, you can adjust the edges and export it. So we have to go to the scenes and add our scene and then update it so that we, if we want to hide anything we want. So I'll hide everything. I'll just keep the camera location. So once you click here, come back to the scene itself and let's export it. We have our picture on Photoshop. So now it's time to color the mess and then let's start naming the places. So we have different methods. First of all, let's increase the size by the crop tool. Maybe we can do something like this. I'm thinking of posting it to Instagram, so I'm thinking of a ratio which is cool for Instagram. So this ratio is nice. So we have many methods that we can apply. The first method is to write the programs on the roofs or on the facades, it depends. So how are we going to do this? First of all, let's write, maybe we would say library. So let's make this bold and let's increase it. Okay, it should be bigger somehow. Maybe it would be 130. That's cool. And okay, then we want maybe to have this word on this roof. So what we're going to do is to press Ctrl T and then let's try to put this here, and pressing Ctrl we take this here, and also this is another way just to leave it like this. But if we don't want to leave it like this, maybe we can, like this, and here you go. So this is one way. I will also leave the other way so that you can check both of them. So we put one corner here and we check. We take the other corner to this and we have both of them. So if you want, you can keep this one or you can keep this one. So let's first write the other places and then we would know how or in what visual style we want to leave them. So maybe we would like to write something here, maybe like hole or something, or maybe exhibition. But as you see, it's really big. The word is long and the mass is smaller. That's why we have to make it a little bit smaller as well. So we tried this, still big. So let's change it with the free transform. And that's cool. Or we would also like to write the same here. And also make it smaller, and that's also cool. But we will have to change it a bit like this. Okay, Let's write the other one. Maybe this one is a coffee shop. So I'll just write cafe. And we also would like to write here conference, but it would be really small, so we have to make it even smaller than this. And here we can also write the store. So we find here that if we write store in this area, it would be really like hard to read. So from this point we may decide that we want to make it vertical. So I'm going to remove all this on roof words. You can like make it here as well, but okay, like let's just leave it the way it is. And let's write the other places, such as for example here, children. And yeah, I think that's all for this. But like if we write it here, it would be actually better because it would be easier to read. So let's write also this one here. So we wrote the places. Now it's time to make this look better. So we can do this in different ways. First thing is to try to make this background in black, make the building outlines in white. After this, make these ones in white also as well. So first of all, let's change everything here. And make all of them white. Okay. Then we go back to the background and Control I and make it black. Control I is a shortcut for invert, which you can also reach by image adjustments and then invert. So you might have this as well, or you might leave it as the way it was. But if you leave it like this, we have to also accordingly choose the other colors of the objects that we are going to put according to this palette. So how can we do this? First of all, we might think of adding some people and so on here. But in order to do this, first of all, let's make this not centered. We make it a little bit down, and I'll tell you the reason. First thing, and then we will choose from here, create a new group, and we might say texts, for example. And let's go to the background and select this. We want to move it down, but if we do this now, the background is white, right? So it will be white like this. So let's change the background like here, So if we do this, it wouldn't be really affected. And then we can move to this text to accommodate this change again and again, and here we go. Now I think we can take our reference from this children. So a little bit down, 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 down. Okay, that's cool. And then we can move actually the library accordingly. Okay, that's cool. Then we want to add maybe an artistic style somehow. So let's choose the pen tool and have a white stroke, or even gray, it doesn't matter. And let's draw a line like this. But you see, it's not really clear that it's dashed. So we can change the gaps to increase it to make it like 4. And after this, we want to draw this, circle. So a new layer, and we call it circle. And let's draw a circle here. And let me color it into orange. One of my favorite colors actually is the orange color. After this, we might want to have a stroke around it in white also. So pressing Ctrl, we will click here on this icon and then right click stroke and the same color, and okay, we have our circle. Some others would do something also cool. We would like to pressing Alt and holding up, so we are duplicating this layer, and then Control T, and we will just move it a little bit, and we will remove this and we will keep it like this. Then it's time to add the trees and the people. So as we already know, we have a lot of methods to do this. One of them is to place the object as PNG or whatsoever. The other one is to add them as a brush. So let's first of all create a new layer, and we would say trees and people. And then let's draw some of them by the brush in the first place. So I have some new ones here, and this is actually like a gift which was given by David Brazil. You can reach it on his Gumroad website, and it's really cool. I like it. So you have to adjust the scale, right? So how do you adjust the scale? See this door, right? So the human should actually be like shorter than this door, right? So accordingly, you can, for example, do it or scale it like this. So yeah, that's it. So we are playing around 75. Some other people tell me like, okay, but this is not really clear and we cannot really see the people. I'll tell them, okay, like you can actually see them as figures. Like, of course, you wouldn't be able to see them in like a really emphasized way, but this is not the point of seeing them actually, because we want to emphasize the building here. So that's why I don't find a big problem. But if you want to change, you can also have or choose another set of brushes or any other objects from the internet. It depends on the image that you are drawing in your head. So we have different types of people doing different activities. They're going to different places, and we can also use the scattering method. So what is the scattering method? I'll tell you as well right now. So one of the things that I like to use sometimes is to go to the brush settings and go to the scattering. So scattering is actually placing a lot of the brush, as you can see here. So once you press like this, you have a lot of them. So we can increase it and try to reduce as much as possible the amount of people so that you can remove them if you want. For example, this is too much, right? So I'm going to remove them, but still I did a lot of them without a lot of effort. So let's see another guy here. For example, do this. Oops, we didn't open the scattering here. So yes, you can also play with these settings. Try to mix them, like try to discover. If you want, you can also do it on a new layer so that you can remove easily without, messing up the whole image. Placing them randomly, making the picture look more natural. This is also another point. Now let's see the trees that we have. And I believe that we have also, or that David also have some trees. Also, this set of brush is made by David Brazil as well. So you can also check his account. This is actually not an advertisement. I didn't even tell him that I'm using his brushes, but it's cool and it's nice of him because it's offered for free, so you can use it, guys. So I'll choose one tree here behind this building. So I've placed it, and then I'm going to remove what's in front of the building. This, and this, and okay, done. You can also remove this ones. Let's place another tree. Maybe one here. So let's make this one smaller a bit, because it kind of affects the things, kind of affects the building or behind it. So I would make it smaller like this, and I'll adjust the base. Actually, I'll make it more and more smaller, and I'll bring it here. That's cool. Maybe you have another brush. Let's see this one. So now I think it's enough for the trees and for the people. We can leave it like this, guys, or we can add also another artistic touch. For example, we can add this, hatchet background, like for example, square pattern. So we create a new layer and then select all and fill with a pattern. And see, guys, if you have a pattern of square or not. So I think I might have one. I have to be sure. Maybe this one. Nope, it's not this one. So I have to download one of them maybe. So let's go to Google. So let's go to our favorite site, free pick, and download our pattern. So thank you, Raw Pixel, for this free image. Let's copy our image and paste it here. We pasted it already and on above the background, but we want to make it smaller. First of all, let's make it smaller and even smaller maybe. And now it's time to play with the blending. After making it smaller, let's invert it so that the lines are white, and let's play with the blending modes. So why do we play with the blending mode? So that we see how it might look like. But we have something here that we have to be careful at. Like, I like, first of all, this hard lighting, but I will tell you why I'm doing this. So I like, for example, this effect for now at least. Like, we will see how it will look like. But anyway, first of all, let's remove the black background out of this pattern. So we press one of them and then similar and then remove. Okay, but after this, guys, we have to actually make the pattern don't go up of this model, or we should make the pattern behind the model, but the model actually is a part of the background, right? So what we can do here is to select the magic wand and select this background, and then we press on this and then right click and select inverse. So now it's selecting only the model, and then you can come to the layer of the pattern and delete, and it's fine now. But we can do this at the end because we have to first of all make this pattern bigger. So let's make also the blending mode at the end, and let's duplicate this to make it on the whole thing. Now we also have to make the tree and people in the beginning, so delete. That's cool. Now let's make this pattern, or let's try the different blending modes so that we see what kind of effect that we want. First of all, I say hard light might look nice because it has this sketchy feeling somehow. So I like this one, but I have to play with the opacity as well so that it looks, the people and the trees look clearer. So I like the result for now, and I can save it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and see you in the next lesson.